Time is money. The Fallacy. In 1908, Arnold Bennett published a book, which is now considered a classic, titled, How to Live on 24 Hours a Day. He was concerned about how people spent their waking hours, working, eating, reading the news, and then more work. At the end of the day, those souls were so overstressed and worn out from overworking, that they were barely capable of having a light dinner and getting some shallow sleep, and the loop was repeated indefinitely until illness or retirement eventually came. But, according to Bennett, the day must not conclude at the end of a work shift. If your ordinary day's work is thus exhausting, then the balance of your life is wrong and must be adjusted. Personal time devoted to improving skills such as writing, deep reading, painting, playing a musical instrument, should be included as a separate day within the 24 hours day. That is, whether before or after the working hours, we should urge time for self-improvement. However, he stated that the old adage, time is money, in some way, prevents this from happening. Following Bennett's reasoning, Matt Haig intelligently exposed that we often forget that money is also luck. A lot of people who work very long hours have far less money than people who have never worked in their life. So, in some way, time equals money is a fallacy. In her book The Overworked American, Juliet Score argued that many scholars speculated that by the end of the 20th century, most people were going to be working fewer hours. The reason for that speculation back then was based on the rapid progress of production due to the Industrial Revolution. But, as we can all attest, it was soon realized that these speculations were exaggerated and misleading. Indeed, contemporary industrial societies work even more. Why are we still working longer hours even when the modern workforce produces more than ever before? Generally, is because we continuously desire more. As cognitive psychologist Daniel Levitin wrote, based on stock-keeping units, those little barcodes on things we buy, it's been estimated that there are over 1 million products in the United States today. This fact strongly suggests that we continuously lust for more even in the face of abundance. Indeed, Score's arguments provided proof that our brains deceive us most of the time. Satisfaction is temporary, and we won't stop craving for more after reaching a certain number. We humans assume that happiness will arrive after a job promotion. We assume that happiness will arrive after buying a brand new car. We also assume that happiness absolutely will arrive after finding the perfect match online. But we humans are mistaken most of the time, but being mistaken, in some way, is human nature. Levitin points out, memory is unreliable, but that is not the whole issue. It's not just that we remember things wrongly, but we don't even know we're remembering them wrongly. Our memory, minds, and thoughts deceive us most of the time. That is why we should take informed action and question our assumptions, including our desires. Finally, to restate the obvious, some might say that overwork is not due to us wanting to, but to us needing to. It is in some way, but there is also what psychologists describe as the consumerist treadmill. Employers may ask for more hours of work or an increase in income, but more hours of work and higher incomes tend to create a higher level of consumption. As Score mentioned in her book, people buy houses and go into debt, luxuries become necessities. Work and spend has become a powerful dynamic, keeping us from a relaxed and leisured way of life. As Epicurus said long ago, nothing is enough for the man, to whom enough is too little. To address Epicurus's statement in contemporary terms, if your desires are always beyond your income, you won't feel wealthy, no matter how much you earn. Despite the well-known adage, time is money, I confidently asserted that it should be considered as a fallacy. Instead, here I propose, be aware of your desires because your time is dependent upon, and largely shaped by, your desires.